Welcome to the HHN Files. I have a true story to share. A true story that happened to me when I was a lot younger. I forget how old I was. I think I was 7 or 8, maybe 9. Not sure. Oh, before we totally begin, thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and I believe I'm going to be doing at least 2 to 3 videos a week. Trying to work my way up to 5. Anyway, let's begin. It was summer in Philadelphia. I believe Southwest Philly. I'm not going to go to the exact street, but it was Chester Avenue. I was home alone with me and my stepbrother. We was just playing, having fun. My stepbrother was a little odd sometimes. Sometimes he would just do some real mischievous stuff. But I would often follow him and do the same thing, unless if it was really dangerous. Like this, what I'm about to share here. So anyway, we were playing in our room. And I remember I had some Transformers and some G.I. Joes. Well, I think he had the G.I. Joes, I had the Transformers. But we would often mix our toys together and play. Anyway, the doorbell rang. In the place we live, it was a 3-story apartment building, and we lived on the top. If I recall, it was spacious as far as I remember. Because I know when you first come in, you will see the kitchen, then the dining room, then our bedroom, then the bathroom, then my mom's and stepdad's room, and then the living room. So it was one long hallway, and it was a room as you passed. I don't think they make places built like that too much anymore, but this one was built that way. Anyway, the doorbell rang. And we went to the top of the floor and looked down, because we had to go outside the door in order to buzz someone in. So I remember we looked down out the window, and the person didn't answer. They just stood there. I remember just seeing like their feet and maybe partial of their legs or something, but we did not see their face. They did not show their face, and they did not answer. So I just was at the window. My stepbrother just takes off. He takes off down the steps, down 3 stories, to let this person in. I just froze at the top. I didn't know what to make of this. And I didn't know who this was. But he had let him in. Because eventually the person made their way all the way up the stairs. It was a tall black man. Well, of course I was a kid, so All adults looked tall to me. But I remember he was tall, heavy set, and I believe I forget if he was bald or he had short hair. But I remember seeing his face. He had like no expression on his face. And he just walked past me and into our apartment. My stepbrother was right there, and then we just followed him in. He stopped in the kitchen. He went through the living room, and then he went into our bedroom. We followed. I was scared. I won't lie. I forget what was said, but I know my brother tried to communicate with him. Me, I just observed and took in what was happening. I remember the guy grabbed both of us and kind of gave us a big kind of bear hug, because I remember him squeezing and it kind of hurt, but he just held us. My stepbrother started saying something like, "Let us go. Let us go." And me, I just struggled trying to get free. I didn't want to piss this guy off, so I really didn't say too much. I just tried to get away. Eventually, we managed to struggle away while he just sat there facing our clothing rack, because I remember we had like one of those pole hangers. Well, not pole hangers, but it was like where you would hang like your coats and stuff at. It wasn't really a closet, because I remember you could easily see it, but he just was on his knees just looking that way toward that corner. He made a little bit of a strange grumbling sound. I stepped away from him. So did my stepbrother. I grabbed him, my stepbrother, and said, "We have to go." My stepbrother didn't really argue with me. I just remember we turned tail and we ran. Ran as fast as we could outside the apartment, down the steps. Fortunately for us, we happened to come across a police officer. I remember it was a lady police officer. We told her that this strange man is in our apartment and we don't know what to do. I'm pretty sure she called for backup. This part of the story is a little bit of a blur to me, because I remember telling her that, and I know she called for backup, or did she just go up there herself? I'm trying to think. I think she did have to go check it out herself, but I know she told us to wait down there. Okay, yes, because she did make her way up the 3 stories of steps, while me and my stepbrother, and he never did listen, he started going up the steps as well. And me worried a little bit about him, I did start to creep up the steps as well. Eventually, other police came, and it was no incident. No one fortunately got hurt or deleted. The thing is, me and my stepbrother could easily have lost our lives. Later, we found out, and I forgot who told us this. I think my mom told me, because I remember I asked her, like, what was up with that guy? Or either I overheard the police talking to my mom. My memory is good, but sometimes I forget little specifics that I was not exactly part of. But I remember someone telling me that this guy had just got out of a mental institution, and he used to live here. So he came back. And supposedly he had murdered someone. So, me and my stepbrother was so lucky. We could have ended up on the news or missing. So, definitely tell your kids that don't open up the door for strangers. I knew this, but obviously my stepbrother did not. And this shows you that sometimes, while one of your kids may heed what your message is, the other one may not. And this is the end of this story. Thanks for hearing.